Hello, Thi N Thar team. I'm here to talk to you about how far I've got with stories so far. Now, I ain't no notes on my laptop and all. I'm just talking off top of my head, really. I have got some plans here, though. Don't worry. For a start, I've started piecing together a map of the world. All this page is going to be full, all in it, because it's going to be a good game. This. Right. I hate that thing when it goes in your mouth. Right. Basically, how it starts is D is a wreck in his own world, yeah? He's just snoozing on the side of this banking, side of a hill, just snoozing, watching clouds. He sits up, looks downhill, and sees a monster walking past. This monster's called a potbed. A potbed, like a flower bed, or a pothead, but mixed together. Well, I was thinking we're a plant pot with legs and arms, and a flower going through here. I'll draw them all up. Anyway, then he's got the tutorial level. In the tutorial level, the player learns how to walk, look around with a camera, jump, all basics. But in the tutorial, the player is given a glove. This is the special thing, his glove. Because his glove can be upgraded throughout the story. When the player pauses the game, the camera will zoom over the player, over D's head, and he'll look at his glove like that. And the pause menu will be in a glass, ringing his glove. Similar to the glove that Toan wears on Dark Cloud. If you don't know what the glove looks like, I'll post pictures up on the wiki for us. Now, with Thi N Thar, when they leave the tutorial, I've decided that I don't want Thi N Thar to fight. They're going to be best mates from start. Thar will be being chased by a monster, a group of potbeds. Thar can't fight because all he's got is that little hammer cannon at start. So anyway, he's running off. He turns round, and Thee's there, and Thee fights the potbeds. Thar then says thank you, blah de blah de blah. Thar says he's a bit hungry, and then Thee says me too, is there anywhere we can go to get something to eat? Anyway, they're then in Abbott's Hill. They go up to a local bar, where they meet one of the main characters who will help you out for your adventure, called Joel. Sir Joel. We already have pictures and images of this character because Becky Guest has drawn them. Basically, something new has been added to the character. Joel will now be interested in business propositions. He'll always be having a new money making scheme. What this means for the player is something I feel is revolutionary and has only ever been used in a platform game like Assassin's Creed. What I want to do is, in each individual world there will be multiple buildings you can buy and upgrade. This is alongside your powers that you're upgrading as well. When you buy and upgrade these buildings, some buildings you might buy and need to move residents into in order for them to work. You will get your own village, similar to Kingdom for Kelflins. That is a promise. Because by the end of this game, I want Thi N Thar to be remembered as legends, the ones who turned this world around. Because there is a major conflict in my story. The major conflict is the Darker Woods, spelled D-A-K-A-R, that's Delta, Alpha, Kangaroo, Alpha, Roger. Darker ones. These are the guys who are trying to take over the world, and they're trying to use it for their own causes. They're raping the land of its natural resources. There are several darker ones. When I say several, I mean lots of darker ones. This means lots of boss battles. I don't know about any of the team personally, but when I played Legend of Zelda, those boss battles were always amazing. I used to look forward to every boss battle. Not only will you gain something from the boss battle, maybe a power, maybe resources and money or a new building, but you will also gain a memory. You'll remember that boss battle. Because, well, how I'm designing the darker ones is I want them to be massive. I want them to be memorable. I want them to be tough. And I want each one to be unique, have its own power, its own iconic little feature about it. Also in Thi N Thar, both our players have a motive for stopping the darker ones. At the tutorial level, these are approached by a white bright light. It shines in his face and he doesn't know what it is. The ground then caves in beneath Thi, and when he wakes up and gets out of the tunnel, he's in Barmy, the world that we are working on. He's in that world. Thi just wants to get home, but pardon me. But a few stages into the game, when the story really starts to take hold, you meet Eldar. Eldar is our primordial being. I want to work closely with John on the primordial being, but I already have some designs for Eldar. Eldar is the god of this world. He is the Lord. The only problem is, it takes so many thousands of years for him to take power into his physical form. He needs to gather all the energy of the world, similar to Dragon Ball Z, when they need to make a spirit bomb, and it takes all the faith of the world. Similar to that, that is the only way to summon Eldar in a human form. Thi N Thar told by Eldar that, well babe, come on.
It's way past 2 now. Fuck's sake, do it!
Why did it like you did to me last night?
You're cold.
Sorry. Thi N Thar meet Eldar in one of his temples. When he approaches them, again as a bright light, but this time talks to them. He tells them the darker ones are working to summon the Dark Lord. The Dark Lord is another primordial being, the primordial being of evil. Primordial being, not beam, of evil. If the primordial being of evil approaches this world and is summoned, then that's it. That's game over for Barmy. That's the world ended. Unless Eldar can come back to fight him. Eldar tells Thi N Thar to go spread his word. To go spread the word of Eldar. And to get all the villagers to have faith in him. So this also comes into the construction part of things. You manage each world basically. All the buildings there. Some worlds don't have settlements, and there's a reason for this. That's because you buy the settlement there. You point where every house is, where every building's gonna be. But only on certain settlements, not everything. On other places though, such as Abbott's Hill, there will be many buildings to purchase and upgrade. This will also give the player funds back. You see, some buildings you will not claim money back off, ever. They're just there to get you more stars. Now you see, what I've done is, it's sort of like a Super Mario effect with the stars. The player needs to collect northern stars in order to get further. In the tutorial level there is one northern star. You collect this northern star, and then you are allowed into Abbott's Hill. Until you get that star, you never meet Thar. You hope that rhymes? Star, Thar? No. But anyway, until you get that star, you can't get any further. But in the next level, Abbott's Hill, and in all the major levels, there are at least 10 stars. 10. In all the minor worlds, where there isn't really much to build, or maybe there isn't as much story in that world, there are only 5 stars. What I think are so successful about platforming games is there is always so much to do, so much to collect. Now, in Thi N Thar, I don't just want you to go around collecting stars and buying buildings, collecting buildings as such. I also want there to be at least 5 unique artifacts in a world. I also want there to be at least 20 missions in a world. Maybe a few major missions, but then lots and lots of side missions, so players can really get into worlds and understand the history of this little world, the history of this little place. What I mean by worlds is not our entire world we're developing, but your own unique worlds that you are developing as a team. For example, Craig, who is doing the water world, I need at least 10 stars there, so there will have to be a civilization. John is unique with Lifton because he has created a civilization that live on top of this mountain. But then after our last meeting, I expressed to him how maybe we could have a ruin under the mountain, and the player can find out about ancient Lifton civilization and how they made their way to the top of the mountain and why. But these aren't my worlds to work on. I will be working on them with you at some point this year, but my worlds are going to be the major story worlds, really. Lifton is obviously a major story world, and so is the desert, the water world. Anything with more than 10 stars really is considered a major story world. But I'm trying to work through the story, piece it all together, how all these worlds come together. And yeah, but because I want the story to be so long, that's also going to go hand in hand. I want this game to have real fun factor about it, a real replay value, something people are going to enjoy. I'm not so much taking as much inspiration from Barnsley as I am from other platforming games and just other games in general. I know Assassin's Creed is a sort of different form of platform game. I mean, I want our audience here to be a 12. I want it also to be a mainstream audience. Let's say we have several challenges that are going to appeal to everybody of every type, because platforming games are fun. Let's put it that way. I grew up playing platforming games, and even now, as a 17-year-old teenager, soon going into adulthood, I also enjoy to play platform games. That's not because I'm still a kid. It's not to do with that. It's just because they're so fun. There's so much thought and creativity gone into these games, and I just need to express to the team that that is what we're going to need to do. We're going to need to jam a cartload of thought and creativity into this project. So I've only got about a minute left to talk. So basically I'm going to give you all a little rundown then of what I want you to do, just very quick. I'm working on Abbotshill at the minute, the story and some side missions around there. I'm also piecing together how the player gets to Lifton, what they need to do at Lifton. So John, that's where you come in. By now I hope you have your ruins ready, and you have the history of the Lifton civilization ready at least. Also that goes for Jade with the desert. I'm hoping you have some sort of civilization there, or some history that can be put in there, some lore put into the world. Then we look at the volcano with Becky, which will be the world after the desert. Becky, I'm hoping that you'd put maybe a civilization, but maybe not. Like I said earlier, with certain worlds have only got so much civilization. Your world does have 10 stars about it, so you need plenty of challenge packed in there. I mean, I think the last image I looked at was just a volcano with rocks falling down. Let's try and make that volcano 3D, things built around the volcano, and maybe a challenge inside the volcano. Where is the boss? There needs to be a boss in this world. Every one of your worlds needs a boss. I believe Tom and Ben, you guys are working on the forest, and Ben, I'm unsure what you were working on, but Tom, your forest just needs 5 stars, really. Something minor. I've only got 20 seconds. And Craig, you're working on the water world, mate. If you could please make sure you listen to all the other advice I've gave people. Put some foreknowledge in this water world of history and make some challenges. Alright, that's all guys. Thank you for watching. Bye.